Good morning, America, and welcome to the Heavy Montae's morning show. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the government shutdown this morning. I'm taking some notes here, and I want to tell you a little bit about the government shutdown. Now, America, who does the government shutdown affect? Okay, the government shutdown primarily affects federal workers. Okay, they have a word called accepted. That means employees that have to be working. Uh, they call them essential and non-essential employees. So essential employees will work. But remember, I said it affects primarily the federal government. You know, uh, the military will stay in operation, and certain people will stay working in America. So Donald Trump is basically sabotaging his own government because he's a stupid asshole. I told you yesterday that they were stupid. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Now let's talk a little bit about this shutdown in America and whose fault it is. Now, Heavy Monty's going to have to speak to the Democrats, because the Democrats are trying to do it. Maybe they don't know how. But a man with 42 years of government experience can tell you what's going to happen here. So, America, the Democratic Party has little or no power. This whole uh, shutdown thing is the Republicans. The Republicans need the Democrats' votes because their own party is saying, hey, some of them might not want to vote for the thing. Plus, you need 60 votes in the Senate, okay, to pass this budget that the Republican Party want to pass. And they don't have those 60 votes, okay? I make it easy like that. They don't have those 60 votes. So Donald Trump and Mega Mike Johnson wants to shut the federal government down. They want to shut the federal government down so Donald Trump have to not release the Epstein files. Okay, they want to shut the federal government down because they need to try to blame it on somebody, blame it on the Democrats. Okay, America. So let's talk from this perspective. Okay, I'll try to make it simple and easy. The Republican Party, okay, needs the Democrat votes. You understand? And they're saying to the Democrats, this is a crappy bill for your voters. This voter does not. This bill. Excuse me. This is a crappy bill for your voters, and this bill does not include, you know, Medicare, Medicaid, hospitalization, and things that your voters need. The Democrats go back and say, look, I tell you what we'll do. If you restore Medicare, Medicaid cuts, SNAP benefits, Obamacare subsidies, so that people can get health care and health insurance, shit, we'll sign this bill. The Republicans say no. You understand? So we're not giving you nothing. We're not giving the American people anything because we hate the American people. Okay? They ain't giving them shit. You understand? Now, the Democrat Party is going to tell them no. They have to. If the Democratic Party say, look, we're going to let you pass this bill and don't fight for us, the American people, for the people who, need SNAP, people who need Medicare, the people who need Medicaid, the people who need health insurance, and things like that, then the Democratic Party is no good to us. So the Democratic Party is good to us. But the Democratic Party has no power. Okay? America, this is what happens to you when you give the Republican power. And if the Republicans win the midterms, they'll destroy this country. It'll be all over for us. You understand? We'll be done as a nation. Okay? All of us will be done. So the Republican Party is a threat to all of us. And the maggots know it. The maggot influencers know it. Everybody knows it now. Okay? Everybody knows it. So what are you going to do about it, America? Okay? The Democrats are sitting on the sidelines because that's all they can do. And all they can do is say this: it's the Republicans' fault. They are in charge. You know, they expect us to go out and sign a bill that takes things away from our voters, like I just mentioned. You see what I'm trying to say? And we're not going to freaking do it. Okay, that's what the Democrats got to say. You understand? And the Republicans are already panicking now. The House is panicking. They're going, oh my God, because in a government shutdown, I said federal government workers are affected. You might, go to the park, do some trash, missing and stuff, see America, but that doesn't affect us, regular citizens that much. He's beating the shit out of his own government. He's a dumbass. Totally stupid. You see what I'm trying to tell you? And they're going to come out, and they already started already. They said this: the Democratic Party is shutting down the government. you know, the Democratic Party is shutting down the government. It's your government. You shutting down the government. You know, and also you can make a deal with the Republicans. Okay, let's say the Democratic Party tell the Republican this. Okay, the Republicans say, okay, we agree to put the Medicaid SNAP and all this other stuff I talked about earlier back into the bill. Shit, the Republic after the bill's signed, the Republicans can come out and say, we're not gonna do it. We pranked you. You see, because that's what they did. They've done it already. Democrats have already agreed with the Republicans on bills, and the Republicans came back and said, no, we're not going to do it. We're going to freeze this money, and we can do it and take it to court too. And that MAGA Supreme Court said, yep, you can freeze it. You know what I'm saying? All right, because the Republican Party got the whole world in their hands. You understand? Like the old church used to say, the old gospel church, So hey, Montae likes it. Preachers, ministers, they like to hear him talk. Some people said I talk like one, but I'm not one. I play one on this YouTube channel sometimes. But America. But I want to say to you, so now you understand what's going on with the shutdown. The shutdown only makes Donald Trump look and the Republicans look like a fool. They ain't doing shit any damn way. You know what I'm saying? Now here's the kicker, America. You ain't gonna believe this shit. The Republican Party is threatening, okay, the Democratic Party, and they're saying that they're going to furlough and fire a ton of federal workers if the Democrat Party don't do what they say. Man, you guys can go to hell. Kick that raggedy shit in the pants dog president you got and kiss our ass. We ain't giving you shit. Because it's Schumer and Hakeem, these guys are good. They try to put these guys down. These guys are freaking good, man. You understand? So all we need to do is give the Democrats control of the House and the Senate. You see, you can't trust the Republican Party because if the Democrats don't have power, now you understand. You see what I'm saying? The party that loses has zero power. Ain't shit they can do. So you damn people out there, some of you ignorant podcasters talking this shit the Democrat Party is not doing enough, knock it off. They're doing all they can. Our leadership is good. The Democratic Party is strong. And Heavy Montae will not sit here and let even the ignorant people in our party talk that shit. And if you don't want to back up the Democratic Party and you're the Democratic Party, get the fuck out of our party. We ain't got time for your ass. This country is in trouble. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no Joe Mansions. We don't need no Trader Joe's. So America, I want to talk a little bit about the Republican Party. No, the Republican Party, one of their lead spokesmen on Fox News, state-run propaganda media, he came out and said that we should refer to the Republican Party as the Nazi Party. Okay? We should own that label, he said. And the video's out there. Okay? So he can't lie. He said it. Okay? Lead propagandist, Fox News, for, Donald Trump. Donald Trump's communication staff at Fox News, I think his name was Brian Kilby. He said that we should euthanize all homeless people. Jesse Waters, a man with a strange looking haircut, looked like Howdy Doody, a fool. I don't know who in the hell would listen to some asshole like Jesse Waters, talking about the leftist stuff and we need to take it, fight the left. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. You know what I'm saying? Or words to that effect, Jesse Waters coming out and backing up Charlie Kirk, and they said, because Harry was right, because you got to watch these Republicans. They lie. They lie. You can't believe a word come out of their mouth. Now, they said that the Charlie Kirk thing, they did a real good job, telling everybody that Charlie Kirk was great. Now people see who Charlie Kirk is, and people are saying he's a freaking monster. You see, I'm trying to tell you, a lion monster. You see, I have his video up, and the words that he said up on my YouTube channel on a playlist, a single video entitled Seneca Project. And after you listen to that, tell me if you think Charlie Kirk is a good man. All right? Everybody ain't gonna talk bad about him no more. You shouldn't be talking bad about the dead. But he's not dead. They want to build a statue of him, put him on coins, and lie to you and use him as a martyr to feel sympathy and get votes for a criminal party. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, I told you that Republicans are very, very stupid. The voters. They are ignorant. Okay, politically. They might be millionaires. They might have, a bunch of stuff. Okay, poor or whatever, but mainly ignorant because they're in a cult, a dangerous satanic cult led by a madman. Now, Donald Trump, in my opinion, is guilty of treason, and he's a fucking traitor. You understand? And I think that we should not, okay, like the Jewish people say, never again. We should not allow Donald Trump. We should hunt that son of a bitch to the end of the fucking earth when he gets out of office. I mean, by going and taking and finding out if he did anything. And if he did, put the motherfucker in jail. You understand? He don't deserve and strip him of everything. The title of presidency. You understand? Strip him. And the last thing we should do is give that motherfucker a goddamn suitcase and deport his motherfucking ass to Russia. Okay? And his whole goddamn family. In my opinion. They say that the Trump family has doubled their wealth to $10 billion since Donald Trump has got elected. A goddamn shame why the fucking American people starve. Why he can't do anything for us and he plays golf and make a mockery of us, America. But the Democratic Party and Democratic people, we are the moral people. We are the people that accept everyone, regardless of who they are. We do not judge our fellow citizens. We are not God, and we don't play God. In our party, you can be and do what the hell you want to do. We are not big government. The Republican Party is big government. They are destroying the state government. They say the state government does not exist, America. Going against the Confederate Army. Going against Robert E. Lee, who said he was fighting for the rights to own people. To torture, rape, and pillage God's people. You see what I'm trying to say? And the Republican Party feels the same. They are still antagonizing and beating and trying to destroy minorities and women, making up every excuse in the world, America, to be cruel and dishonest. All right, so I say to the American people, today, you cannot call yourself a Republican. And Greg Gutfield, going back to what I said the Republican Party is the Nazi Party. Elon Musk did a Nazi solution. He spent a bunch of money and he came from a country, along with the owner of Fox News, who Heavy Montae, in my own opinion, in my own evaluation, would say is similar to Nazi. You see what I'm trying to say? Genocide and killing and abusing people. You see what I'm saying? But the blacks in South Africa were lucky. You understand? Now they're trying to bring that shit to America. Bring back the fugitive slave trade and hunt our women who cross the border to get hospitalization to save their freaking lives. America. Hunt down our Spanish citizens like dogs and separate them from their children. America. You understand? Shoot up their own fucking ICE facility. America, in the opinion of Heavy Montae, shoot an immigrant and blame the shit on the left, on Democrats. You see what I'm trying to say? Stop it. Stop it. Huh? The only reason why you blame the Democrats is because you know we have the power. When we get the power, we're going to expose you people for what you are. We're going to let the world know, America, whether or not Donald Trump's a Russian spy. We're going to let the world, we can go now in America because they have set the standard for investigating people. Huh? But we're not going to try to make up shit like they do on James Comey. We're going to investigate Cash Patel. We're going to find what the fuck he did. Let me tell you something, guys. All you people that work for Donald Trump, quit. Get the fuck out of there. You understand? You don't understand. You saw that January 6th hearing before the Democrats did. You see? On national TV, you know, because America likes a good drama show. And the Republicans taught us how to do it. You see what I'm saying? Uh, you know, you have Donald Trump and the Republicans talking about killing Americans. You understand? Killing Americans. That's what they said. Huh? You know? And so you can't be with them. The federal government that Donald Trump described as your enemy, the federal government that Donald Trump described that was going to be cruel and take away your country, your life, and your money is him, America. It's the Republican Party, America. We can see them right closely. They're there. We can touch them. Huh? So they are there. We see their faces. We know who they are. We know that they are pedophile protectors. There is nothing good about a pedophile protector, America. There's nothing good about a party that passed a bill and called it big and beautiful, and the American people suffer. There's nothing good about a party that let Ukraine burn, America. There's nothing good about a party who are attempting to destroy the civil rights of all Americans. Huh? There's nothing right about a Republican Party that hunt down women like dogs because they're trying to save their lives, huh? You know what I'm saying? And save the lives, of the unborn, huh? There's nothing good about a political party who tell us, huh, that we are not one people in the greatest nation in the world. There is nothing good about a Republican Party that has elected Donald Trump as president, huh? You can't vote for him, America. And if you vote for him, you're voting against God. I'll tell you what, Jim Jones, the cult leader, he went to Father Divine. Father Divine was a black, you know, minister. And he told Father Divine, he said, Father Divine, you know, but Father Divine, was bullshitting people back there, telling them, similar, doing the same thing that some of these ministers are doing right now. Father Divine told Jim Jones, he said, just keep lying, keep saying the same thing, okay? And Jim Jones went and said the same thing, and he got them to drink that damn Kool-Aid in Uganda. You see what I'm trying to tell you? Huh? And a bunch of people die. And that's what we have right here in Donald Trump, Jim Jones. You see what I'm trying to tell you? He tells people you don't need an education. You have no reason to live. Your country is bad. He's got all these little young white kids going out killing people. What the hell you expect when you take and give your freaking, children, automatic weapons and tell them it's all right, huh? And threaten liberals and threaten the government, huh? Threaten the government. We should try to improve our government because we, the people, are the government. We have control over the government, the people. We have control to get rid of Donald Trump. We don't have to take this shit. You see what I'm trying to tell you? And you have to educate yourself. You understand? You have to educate yourself now because the government don't want you educated. You understand? Yeah, I'm talking about the Republican Party. They want you to be stupid as hell. They don't want you to read nothing about Ben Franklin, huh? They want to separate you by race, color, anything. You don't give a shit. Transgender. You know what I'm saying? Anything. They are evil fucking people. Instead of held away from them. I'm asking everybody to please subscribe to the Heavy YouTube channel. I got good news, America. Now, in America, we have a goal of 500 people. We've only been here, a little bit long. We stand today at 475. We're 25 people away from our subscribers, away from our goal. We intend to go to 1 million in America, huh? But we will start with a base of 500, and we will continue to work hard, continue to grow this platform with a with a website, America, and a newsletter. Winter is coming, and everybody knows that Heavy Montae is a gardener. Now I'm gonna tell you one last story before I go. So it's always good to tell a story. Heavy like to tell stories. When I worked with the federal government, I had a job I had to travel, and I was away from my home from my wife. Everybody knows Heavy loves his wife. I don't do shit without my wife. I don't go anywhere without my wife. Okay, and so me going away, and I had a cat I loved, and children, and America. You know, I had to eat in restaurants. I had an unlimited supply of alcohol to take all the alcohol I want. And I never was a guy that really liked alcohol because for some funny freaking reason, I don't get drunk, And they said it was linked to the supplements that I took. I take a lot of supplements. I'm a health nut. I was a fat health nut. So America, when I retired from the federal government because I came under stress, I told you the federal government is a racist place, and I was working in West Virginia too. And I was driving those dangerous roads, flying all over the place into little mini airplanes, to do my job. And it's so stressful. And being with my wife, all that shit. Anyway, America, I retired. Okay. And when I retired, I want you to know that I lost 135 pounds. People was seeing me in the supermarket and they said, hey, my friends, are you sick? I said, no, I'm not sick. And I'm going to tell you how I did it. Okay, how I lost. The stress was gone. That's one. This is stress will kill you. So if you're stressed out, find out what's causing you to be stressed out. And I know what's stressed out. It's out the Republican Party. Don't vote for them. That's all right. Just don't vote for them. Tell your friends not to vote for them. I think that'll help you with stress. And I joined the gym, and COVID kicked in, and like I was saying, I stopped drinking no alcohol. You know what I'm saying? And I have a pretty big place here, and I don't, all my friends, they have riding lawnmowers. I don't have a riding lawnmower. I cut my grass to 3-4 hours, and I do gardening, and I walk. You see what I'm trying to say? I walk all the time. I lift weights. I have a weight room in my house, and I don't let, and I keep my faith, you know. The Miley Cyrus song, "The Climb," I'm gonna put it up on a playlist entitled "The Climb." Uh, Miley Cyrus sings this song, and in that song, I listen to every word because I like, Miley Cyrus, her music. And when she gets to the part where she says, "Keep the faith, keep your faith," I tear up. Can't help it every time. So I want America to keep the American people there this morning to keep your faith in God, huh? Whatever religion you are, your faith in yourself, and your faith in your country, and your faith in the Democratic Party. This is Heavy Monte for the Heavy Monte podcast and the Heavy Monte Morning Show. Be back a little later on saying never, ever vote for a Republican. And please subscribe to the Heavy Monte's YouTube channel and help me get 25 more subscribers so I can announce we have reached 500. And have a great weekend, America.